there's the things that are said are very counterproductive and in fact hurtful. On the one hand, maybe a scientist thinks that by warning people that AI is going to completely permeate and proliferate across radiology, and therefore radiologists are going to get wiped out. On the one hand, that might be considered warning and therefore helpful, but in fact, the counter would have been hurtful. If we convinced everybody not to be radiologists, and we now need radiologists, that actually is hurtful to society. It is hurtful if we convince all the young college graduates to not be software engineers, and it turns out the United States need more software engineers than ever. That's hurtful. And so we have to be mindful of how we communicate the importance of this technology and what it's able to do to advocate for policy and advocate for guardrails on the one hand. On the other hand, scaring people with things like saying nonsensical things, which are not going to happen, that this is an existential threat to humanity. There's 20% chance that is existential. That's ridiculous. That it's going to wipe out 50% of new college grad jobs. That it's going to completely destroy democracy. I mean, these kind of comments are not helpful. They're not based. They're made by people who are like me, CEOs. And somehow, because they became CEOs, you adopt a God complex, and before you know it, you know everything. And so I think we have to be careful and really ground ourselves to talking about the facts. The facts are this. The facts are AI has created more than 500,000 jobs in the last couple of years. The facts are AI is our best opportunity to reindustrialize the United States, to bring manufacturing jobs back to the United States. The facts are that's going to generate hundreds of thousands of jobs, trillions of dollars in new economy back into the United States. The fact of the matter is, companies that use AI have demonstrated the ability to grow faster. When they grow faster, they hire more people. Apparently, AI creates jobs. And so the question is, why is it that on the one hand, I'm telling you AI creates jobs, on the other hand, they destroy jobs? Well, the very simple idea is this. Let's pretend for a second that the total lines of code that we have to write in the United States is 1 billion lines of code. And that 1 billion lines of code was supported by 10 million software developers and about $1 trillion worth of the economy. And that 1 billion lines of code are now going to be automated because most of it is going to be written by AI. Well, if our job is basically typing and 1 billion lines of code are now automated away, you would come to the conclusion $1 trillion worth of jobs will be destroyed. But that's fundamentally wrong for two reasons. The first reason is the task of our job and the purpose of our job are related, not the same. If you apply that to me, you would come to the conclusion what Jensen does for a living is tap on phones and talk. And tapping on phones and talking, AI has done that just fine. And therefore, my job should be gone. But I'm busier than ever. And so there's a fundamental difference between the purpose of the job and the task of the job. And so that's one. The second thing is, it is a fundamental flaw that we only need 1 billion lines of code written. We need 1 trillion lines of code written. We need, way more code written than that because we have the imagination of solving problems, whether it's in healthcare or science or, in manufacturing and retail and just luxury living, all of the different fields that we have lots and lots of imaginations of all the things that we can do. If we just didn't have to type anymore, we could go and do those things. And so maybe it's just because in the last 50 years, society has this one little device with a keyboard on it consumed all of our lives to the point where we just can't imagine living without typing anymore. And so we'll figure it out, you guys. I mean, the idea that being human means to hunch over on this little thing, typing all the time, 50 years before that, people didn't do that. And so in the future, we're going to do less of that. We're going to do more of something else.
As you know, we have the expo next week, and I think part of as you know, SCSP really believes in AI adoption. The reason
I'm not
why
against anybody who loves typing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's more to life than typing.
The reason why we do
find something else.
The reason why we do the expo is because we want people to see the prospect of this technology. And so at the expo, people have the opportunity to build robots and to see, what universities are doing and tech companies with AI. So unfortunately, we will miss you next week, but I know we worked with your team to have NVIDIA presence there. It's a big event for us.
We have lots of people coming. Yes. We have lots and lots of people coming. It's such an important work. And I love that you're celebrating AI through the lens of healthcare, AI through the lens of energy, AI through the lens of manufacturing, AI through the lens of retail and all the...
And quantum.
And quantum, different fields of science in different industries and different professions. And all of those lenses, I think the people that have engaged it are so incredibly excited. All the engineers at NVIDIA today use AI. AI basically does most of our coding, and yet, we're hiring more engineers than ever. We have more challenges than ever. We have bigger dreams than ever. Our ambitions are greater than ever. And so if you just said this to yourself, suppose we infused AI into this country, and as a result of that, we are doing things faster than ever before. Our ambition is greater than ever before. Our expectations are greater than ever before. How is that a bad condition for our country? That's exactly what we want, to be more ambitious than ever, to be faster than ever, to be better than ever. And so I hope that we adopt AI, irrespective of anything else, whatever we do, help people understand how AI has been transformative into so many people and so many industries already in just the last 6 months. In just the last 6 months, since it's been useful. Prior to that, it's been incredible, but not useful. Now it's useful and incredible. And so I really do hope that every industry, every company takes advantage of it. We're